This discussion on communications issues was part of a two-day seminar sponsored by Senator Chris Dodd of Connecticut.
During a visit to the state capitol in Austin, Texas, the Cspan school bus crew spoke to Governor George W. Bush about issues concerning his state.
Well, there's four big issues, actually five. One is a no taxes budget, which we will pass. Secondly is to reform the juvenile justice code of the state of Texas. We've lived under an old code, and the House and the Senate have both passed a rewrite version that I support. The second is to change the welfare system of Texas, which we're in the process of doing. The third is to change the tort laws of the state of Texas. The pendulum of justice had been out of balance, and we're fixing to make it fair. And the final one is to deregulate the schools of Texas. We're in the process of a big education debate. We're rewriting the entire education code, giving teachers and parents and principals more power at the local level.
What are some of the major issues you're facing regarding education?
Well, one big issue is what I've called home rule education districts, which will give any district in the state of Texas the right to declare its freedom from the clutches of centralized authority, subject to results. So it's a governance issue, and that is a freedom issue, coupled with an accountability issue. We must hold our schools and teachers accountable for freedom, and in return for freedom, which we're doing. Also, we're in the process of having a zero tolerance program. We won't tolerate disruptive children in the classroom. It's a tricky issue because it requires a proper amount of funding and a change of the laws, but I think we will achieve that as well.
Is your state doing any work in regards to the information superhighway in regards to education and politics?
Well, we are. We're fixing to change the telecommunications industry of our state. And as part of that, we've insisted that the communications carriers provide infrastructure to wire our schools with the optic highways. And right now we've got a commitment of at least $1.1 billion to rewire the schools and the hospitals and the universities of the state of Texas. We, of course, would like to see a little more from our communications carriers. But we believe, and I believe, that the communications highway, the optic highway, is the future for the delivery of education into the classrooms. One of the things that we're insisting upon in Texas is funding a basic education. And enrichment would come from just turning on a TV set. Take, for example, a rural high school in the middle of nowhere in our vast state. It makes all kinds of sense for that high school to be able to tune in an interactive way to a physics classroom emanating out of Austin, Texas. And I think that's going to happen in the near future for Texas.
The Cspan school bus is in Salt Lake City, Utah for visits to Salt Lake Community High School and the Utah State Capitol. Here's a look ahead at the Cspan 2 schedule. Just ahead, a discussion on the balanced budget with Republican Senator